I'm about to do this. What's good, Facebook? What's good? Nothing but sports show, the #1 sports show on the NBS network. The only place you can count all your sports needs. Right here, hosted by Justin and my boy, the franchise. What's going on, bro?
So we're gonna do something different tonight, man.
Yeah.
You know, most of the guys they come on here with their sports paraphernalia, and they come on here talking trash and talking about how they're the best sports analysts and blah 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 blah. But we're gonna give you our take with a nice glass of wine. The guy, he got the Merlot. I got the Pinot Grigio. We about to light you guys up.
You know, good sports talk pairs well with a glass of wine.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. Cheers, my brother. Let's make this happen.
Let's go.
Cheers. Let's make it happen.
Man, so we got the NBA Finals started this week. We already at game 2 tonight. You know, the Bucks lost the first game to the Phoenix Suns, thanks to a phenomenal performance by CP3, and Ayton and Booker all had a great game. Do you think the Bucks can bounce back and win game 2?
Here's my take, right? And a lot of it boils down to coaching. Like, I think the Bucks on paper are like the better team because you got outside of the Greek Freak, who I think is the best player, hands down. You got Chris Middleton, that's a really good player. You have you have the pieces to the puzzle, but the problem is your coaching is not that great. So I'm looking at the Bucks and I'm like, I don't know. But then when you look at the Suns, it's like they go 10 deep and then their coaching is like really good. And I just don't know. Like right now, it's a very tight game. I think Coach Budenholzer, you know, he's got to be able to make adjustments on the fly in order to win this game. Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna be honest, man. That dude, the one guy that beat the fan up in Denver when he was saying Suns in 4, like I'm gonna just be honest, Suns in 4.
Wow, Suns in 4. Come on,
I think I'm gonna actually be honest, okay? I think instead of saying the Suns in 4, I'm gonna just be fair because Giannis is playing and Giannis is due for a Giannis type performance. I think the Suns are gonna win it in probably 5, maybe 6. Maybe 6. And if it does go 6, it's gonna be a blowout.
Wow. See, I predicted before the series started that the Suns would win in 6. So
right.
You know, I'm pretty much on point with you. But man, what is your opinion on the Bucks coach strategically planning about the calls and how Phoenix is getting a lot more calls so that maybe they can get to the line a lot more? Do you think that could work in the finals?
Here's my thing, right? You're doing that because you're trying to get attention from the refs. I get it, right? I do. And that's dope. But it doesn't always work in your favor. Your guys still got to knock down shots. You still got to make free throws. You still have to defend.
Facts.
Like, you have to do. DeAndre Ayton is not, like, you're not going to just, I'm going to complain my way to getting calls against DeAndre Ayton. It doesn't work like that. Or like I'm gonna complain my way to somehow get Devin Booker to stop hitting jump shots. It doesn't work like that. You got to make stops. And if you're not willing to make stops, don't even do us all a favor. Go home, sip on some wine, get some crackers, and complain to Stephen A. Because I'm not listening.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that the Bucks can make this a series. I think it could go. I think it will go 6. Like I said in my predictions, if Giannis was healthy, I think this could go 7. I still had the Phoenix Suns winning it without a doubt in 6 or 7. I'm not gonna go Suns and 4, man. That's just disrespectful to one of the best basketball players in the world in Giannis, man. But
so to me, the key has got to be Drew Holiday. If Drew Holiday doesn't the offense has got to, it can't just be Giannis. It's got to be a nice balance of Drew Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis. And then, coupling in with a little bit of Brook Lopez, because those guys were so important in the Atlanta series. And if you don't do that, it could cause major issues. And because I'm looking at Drew Holiday and I'm like, he's not a bad player and he knows how to get to the rim when he wants to and defends well. But if you don't do your due diligence and putting them in positions of success or letting the offense flow a little bit more versus, hey, pass it to Giannis, everybody spread out. It's not going to work.
Nope. I didn't put this in the question. In your opinion, who is the most important player in the first game? Do you think it was Aiden, or do you see CP3 being the MVP of game 1?
I'm gonna be honest, man. CP3 was killing. It didn't make no sense how he was picking his spots when he wanted to. I'm gonna score right mid range. I'm gonna score right on the elbow. I'm gonna get to the rim the way I want to. He was doing he basically got what he wanted, when he wanted, however he wanted. Aiden is a stud, double machine. Not gonna be able to stop it. The way Chris Paul was piecing him up
He was more than a double. He was almost 20 and 20. That was unreal numbers. And to do it against such a big team, you got Giannis, you got Brook Lopez. He shut down that goal, man. Nobody was getting in there, and he was catching every rebound. To me, that was super impressive because that was a big deal. Is they couldn't get inside because he stayed there and he defended well.
Right. He does defend well. Keep going.
So yeah, I mean, the fact that he got almost 20 points and 20 rebounds was just insane. And I mean, I know CP3 had a great game, and he shook a lot of ankles in that game. He was embarrassing a couple of times. poor Bobby Porter. Looked like he was a Hollywood actor on the court out there. He was getting embarrassed.
They were picking at him. They were like, switch Bobby Portis. Who wants a piece of Bobby Portis? That's who. You want a piece? Oh, you got him. Next person. You want a piece? You got. Hey, bro. You want a piece?
She was playing Oprah. You get a piece.
Hey, you get a piece. You get a piece. Hey, guess what? You all get a piece. That was terrible. That was terrible. But the knock I have on DeAndre Ayton is that I feel like he's got soft fingers. Because a lot of times, offensive rebounds, he'll tip, and then catch it. Or he's not a guy that just boom, let me grab it, and then everything's a tip, catch. And I'm like, it drives me crazy. But he's playing so well. Like we mentioned, defensively, he's protecting the rim. He's giving Giannis a tough time, even though Giannis has had his moments in the paint against him. He's holding his own, and you got to respect that. And I definitely do. I like the fact that there's no solution for Devin Booker. at all. Like Devin Booker, I'm gonna be honest. There's gonna be a Devin Booker game where he at least drops 50.
In this series?
I think he's gonna go off for at least 40, anywhere between 45 and 50. I just because think about this: Drew Holiday, Chris Paul, they're gonna match up. Who is guarding Devin Booker? Who?
Middleton?
Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Look, we've been on point. I need you to take another sip, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Right.
Now we're back on point.
So on to the next.
It's gonna be very hard for the Bucks to beat the Suns 4 times. I just don't see it. Whereas I see with the Suns, they can beat the Bucks 4 times. It's just a matter of like, hey, do we want to? We could beat them game 1, game 2, maybe give them game 3. Okay, beat them game 4. Oh yeah, give them game 5. Oh, let's finish them game 6. And it could very easily happen.
All right, since you're talking about the Suns, Dario Saric was injured with the ACL injury, that he's going to be out for the rest of the series. Do you think that could be a factor in the series, or do you think that they're deep enough and strong enough in the paint that they can maintain without him?
I believe it. I believe this, right? When you get this far into the playoffs and you have a guy that's, like your number 7, number 8, and he's a very important piece to the puzzle, it's very hard to replace that. Now, can Cam Johnson provide those kind of minutes? Quite possibly. Are they going to have to make some lineup adjustments? Definitely. Are there going to be guys that's going to have to play longer minutes? There definitely will be. But when you do lose a guy like Saric, Dario Saric, who has provided major minutes off the bench, and he's trusted within that, within the scheme, within the system, it's very, very tough to replace that. So, will they struggle? It's showing a little bit of rust early about him because he's usually playing around this point. But I think Phoenix figures out a way to get over it. Now, does it take them a half, a game, 2 games? We're not sure. But I think that it can have somewhat of an impact.
I think, honestly, Cam Johnson, he came off the bench and really had a start in game 1 offensively. I think he's going to struggle defensively if he's that guy they put in and do some rotation changes. I don't think he brings as much to the table defensively as Sarge did, but I think offensively he does bring a spark. So I think Phoenix will be okay. I don't think it's going to be that big of a loss. When you got a big man like Ayton in the paint doing what he's doing, you're really only going to need your backup for a quarter of the game. So I think they're going to be fine without him. I don't think it's something that could cause them to lose the series. I know he's a veteran, but next man up, man. Next man up.
And that's popular by the great Bill Belichick. I get it. But when you go this far and you've gotten this far into, you've gotten this far, it's very hard to replace good guys. And it's hard to, your rotational guys. Like, it does play with your rotation a little bit. Again, Torrey Craig, Cam Johnson. You got guys in there that can provide you some valuable minutes. So we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Well, the next question: what do you think is the biggest story this championship series? Do you think CP3 finally getting his ring after all these years? Was it 16 years in the league? Him finally getting a championship, or do you think it's the Greek Freak finally getting his chance to get into superstar status and getting that first ring that everybody thought that he couldn't be a superstar unless he had that ring. What's the bigger story?
I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I think having CP3 win his first ring is so much important. Like there's so much importance behind that. Excuse me. I think that a guy like he's been a great model player for so many years. He's done the right things. He's led multiple teams to playoff berths, but it's always been an injury here, or misfortune here, or this here, or that here. And so when I do see a CP3 able to get to the finals finally, bro, I want to see him win it. Giannis got so many years ahead to do it, but bro, this is like he might not get there next year.
We say that. We say that about everybody. Oh, that you have so much more time to get there. Dude, you can't take those times. Look how many years it took CP3 to get there. There are players that get there in year 2 or 3 and never. Win. So, like, you can't take that for granted. You can't just he's got all this time to get back there. No. CP3 knows how hard it is to get there. You can't just take it lightly. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I personally want to see CP3 win a championship. I would like to see that. But I'm not going to just sit there and say, oh, Giannis has a lot more chances. That's not true, man. He may never, ever see that opportunity again.
It's like Dan Marino, right? It's like Dan Marino. Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl his second year in the league. Everyone thought he was elite, and he lost. Did he ever get back? No.
Nope.
And we say it's important to cherish the moments because you just never know what'll happen. And like play your heart out because you never know if you'll get that second opportunity. By the way, Suns up 56-45 at half. I'm gonna just be honest. I want to see Chris Paul win it. I want him to tear up. I want to see him win MVP. Like I would love to see like the Banana Boat Boys, with LeBron and Melo, Chris Bot, like everybody from that draft, just come out and be like, "Hey, bro, like happy for this dude because he's a good dude. This is a feel good story. Like we need more feel good stories during COVID. Like I need feel good. Like this makes me feel good, but I want to feel good. Cheers, my brother." By the way, shout out to True X Sports Junkie and Keo and everybody on in NBS Central America. They will never be able to top this. But go ahead.
I mean, I'm with you. I want CP3 to win it. I'm going for the Suns. But honestly, I think both stories would be huge for each one of their careers because a lot of the people really didn't believe in Giannis last year after he won MVPs, and they said, look, you can win MVPs all you want, but if you win that championship, we can't take you serious.
But there's a natural progression. There's like a natural progression. I think there's like a natural progression with it. Like LeBron got to the finals and like got smoked by the Spurs, and then he goes to the finals again. And then he gets smoked by oh my gosh, I'm drawing blanks, by Dallas. But eventually he was like, yo, I gotta get this together. And they beat Oklahoma City, a young up and coming team. And so I think there's progression.
By getting it together, you mean put people together.
Oh yeah, for LeBron, yeah. Yeah, man.
But Giannis doesn't have that
power.
Giannis doesn't have LeBron power. So, like, the fact that he's not here now, like, this is a win now. You don't know if he's going to get back there. People are
Not
not.
only does he not have, not only does he not have LeBron power, like he don't have that kind of clout. Like who want? I'm not saying nobody wants to play with Giannis, but like Giannis not drawing free agents to Milwaukee. Like who wants to go to Milwaukee? You want to go to Milwaukee? Does anyone want to go to Milwaukee? I'll tell you right now, I ain't trying to. Like vacation, like I'm like Joe Kim Noah. Milwaukee? What's in Milwaukee? It's cold.
Speaking of Milwaukee, great segue to the next question. Out there in Milwaukee, there's this another little city called Green Bay. In Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, there's Green Bay. And Aaron Rodgers is in this big controversy. You know, he went play golf and they asked him the question, are you going to be the week 1 starter for the Green Bay Packers against our New Orleans Saints? So, I'm kind of biased when it comes to what I'm hoping to see week 1, put on a uniform. But, since we do it classy around here and we do it right, let's ask a question. Will Aaron Rodgers be the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers week 1?
I want Aaron Rodgers to start week 1. And I'm going to tell you why. But I'm going to tell you why, though. See, right now, Aaron Rodgers is living his best life. Not at the OTAs. He's not at training camp with the guys. He's not making those connections with his QBs. He's not like, hey, man. Listen, this is football. We ain't talking basketball now. I personally think that chemistry matters. And if you're not out there practicing and putting in the work with your guys, you're done. So to me, as much, I'm hearing all the stuff about Jordan Love and all this nonsense. Nah, let Aaron Rodgers start week 1. Let him. He's going to be rusty. He's going to be rusty. And here's another thing too. This controversy could very well be the end and demise of Green Bay. So go ahead and start him. I want it. I'm for all the smoke. Please do it. Please.
We've seen this before.
Well, you know what's going to end up happening? Aaron Rodgers is going to struggle. The Saints are going to look good because we got Jameis Winston, dancing around like he's with a sombrero in the backyard trying to throw passes while he's got boxes hitting his. Yeah, oh God. You better never do that. You better never do that. That better be like a contract clause. Like if he does that, I want $5 million straight up. But I want Aaron Rodgers to start because he's going to be off. His timing is going to be off. Everything's going to be off, and his offensive line is not that great. Defense is going to be good, but their offense is not. Their offense is going to be off.
All right, you know how we do it in the show. We don't keep no biased opinions. I didn't ask you if you want him to. Will he?
He will. I think he will. Green Bay is going to come to their senses. Everyone's going to get tired of the drama by like the beginning of August and like, yo, look, we got real stuff going on. It's time for the nonsense to end. Aaron, it's your team. Jordan, be quiet. Just sit in the back seat and relax. Bottom line. They know what time. Green Bay knows what time it is, man. I don't even know why they even acting like this. Like they're acting brand new. Like you gonna throw away this dude that just won the MVP and almost got to the Super Bowl for an unproven, like, could be, like, wishing upon a star? Nah, I don't see it. Sorry. I need more witnesses.
I don't believe that they would bench Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I don't think any time in the history of sports has an MVP started the next year on the bench and it wasn't hurt. I just could not imagine a situation that bad where he would not be the starter if he's on the roster. But,
You ever heard?
Go ahead.
I think what's going to happen is this: they're going to give Aaron Rodgers all this time to just like, yo, do your thing, go play golf, do your podcast, all that stuff, but just be ready week 1. We trust you. Bottom line, Matt LaFleur know what time it is. Sorry, he know what time it is. He better know what time it is, because if you don't know what time it is, hey man, you need to be fired. You know what time it is.
That's what Aaron Rodgers wants. He wants the GM fired. He wants it gone. Yeah. So, speaking of which, you said that you don't see Aaron Rodgers, being not playing because of somebody like Love. You see him having a trade value at this moment right now?
No.
Wow.
It would be very hard for teams to make a deal for him because your draft is already done. It doesn't make it, the ends don't justify the means to trading him now or at any point in his off. It doesn't make sense because you're not going to get first round type talent for Aaron Rodgers. You're not.
What?
You're just not. Nobody's going to give up. Okay, he's worth it, but no one's going to give it up, is what I'm saying. Like, name me a team that's willing to give up at least 3 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers right now. Draft is over now.
Exactly. Any team that thinks that they're just a quarterback away from winning a championship, the thing is he's under contract for 3 years. So what you're telling me is for the next 3 years, you would have Aaron Rodgers on your roster, and you think you're a quarterback away from winning the championship, and you wouldn't skip your first-round pick to have the MVP of the league, a top 3 quarterback in the whole league? Ask Tampa Bay how that worked out for them.
Name a team right now that would do
it. Any team that's on okay.
One.
Name one.
A quarterback away now.
The New Orleans Saints. Are you kidding me?
They're not going to mortgage the future for him. Saints won't mortgage the future for him.
You don't think
as much as I ain't gonna lie to you, it would be man, bro. If that happened, I'm screaming Super Bowl. I'm screaming Super Bowl. They didn't put too much into Carson Wentz.
Man, come on. He's not gonna last a year. The Miami Dolphins. Whoa.
They got the draft capital. They got the draft capital, but are they willing to give up on Tua? That's the question. Are you all in? No. What I'm saying is this: you got Tua. Are you saying is it Super Bowl bust, or are we still trying to progressively get this kid where he needs to go? If you're a Super Bowl bust, do it. But I don't think Miami's going to want to, like, even though Aaron Rodgers is beautiful there, like, the offense will be sickening. I don't see it happening.
Man, I'm telling you, if you're a team that's just a quarterback away, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were, and the thing is, when you get Aaron Rodgers, he's like Tom Brady. You start getting people in for the low, for the league minimum.
Anybody, look, bro. If you're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers, you're coughing up 3 firsts, and that's a minimum. Who's going to do it? I know the Saints ain't doing it. Who else? Who?
You really think at this point that he would command 3 first-round picks?
If Matt Stafford was traded to the Rams for Jared Goff and 3 firsts, what makes you think they're not going to do it?
But that was before the draft. Like you said, when you trade after the draft, it's a whole nother story because now you're desperate. Now we got you by the what. So we'll see. But like honestly, I don't think he'll be traded before the beginning of the season. I think he had a better trade market before the draft because now teams are now worried about cap space. It's a time where they're dropping people to deal with cap space. So ain't nobody shopping for anybody right now. They're shopping for ways to dump people and maybe get some value, but they're not trying to add nobody right now.
You trade Aaron Rodgers, you got to trade Davante Adams like the next day. And then just basically say we're on dumpster, like we're a dumpster fire, basically. Like we're in true rebuild mode.
You brought up a good point with Davante Adams. What happens now? He's looking for a Julio Jones type contract right now.
He deserves it. Sure. You look, bro. Davante Adams is a dog. He's a dog. He's not a dog. He's a dog.
Is he a dog? Or is he made by Aaron Rodgers? Because does he get those numbers with Jordan Love?
With who?
With Jordan
No,
Love.
not even close. No, not even close. Jordan Love is happy for it, man.
Julio Jones money, when you know Jordan Love is probably going to be his quarterback going forward.
But that's like saying, does Michael Thomas deserve the money that he has?
No.
So are you saying that Michael Thomas will not catch 1,000 yards? He will not have 1,000 yards receiving this upcoming year?
No, I didn't say that. But his money doesn't represent 1,000 yards. His money represents 1,800 yards.
Okay.
I think he deserves 1,000-yard receiving money, but I don't think he deserves the money he's getting. Not with the Divas this year. I had him in fantasy. You know, I still won, by the way. Hashtag TrueX Sports Junkie, you trash. I still won with having him on my fantasy team, but he punched his own teammate. He got hurt, came back, got hurt again. He never lived up to his potential in that contract. And unless he goes for at least 1,500 yards this season, his ass is going to be out the door 2 years later.
I think this is my thing with guys in contracts, right? I don't necessarily draft guys the first year that they get their deals. I always wait the second because the first year is going to be trash. The second year is usually when they make it, like when they do a little bit better, or the third year, or like that fourth year when it's contract time, but never the first year. Never.
All right, we'll see. I hope he lives up to that contract this year. But I will be on the show by the end of the season, letting you have it and letting him have it if he doesn't live up to that contract money.
My thing is Davante Adams, bro. Davante's a dog, bro. And granted, it is Aaron Rodgers throwing on the ball, but bro, you plug him in San Francisco, he's a stud. You plug him into Arizona, he's a stud. You plug him into, just about any team, and he's making them better.
But this is the deal, too. We've seen Aaron Rodgers make wide receivers look really good, but then they move to other teams, and they're not the same.
Name one.
Jordy?
Ooh, good point. I thought you weren't going to say Jordy, but good point. But Jordy came off the injury though. Jordy got hurt, and then they ended up letting him go.
He was a stud.
But Jordy was a stud though.
And then he was a dud. Good quarterbacks would do that. Poor guy.
So sad. Adieu.
All right. Well, let's go to some worldwide sports news here. We're talking about the 2021 Summer Olympics. We have our very own American runner, Sha'Carrie Richardson, who's
Yeah.
an alumni of the LSU Tigers, who tested positive for THC, marijuana, and was taken out of the U.S. team and would not travel to Tokyo to run for her dream to be in the Olympics. What is your thoughts on it? Do you think the Olympic committee made the right decision? This is a controversial one.
You go first.
All right. Since this happened, this has been about a week or so. I've really had a strong opinion on it. I've told everybody that I know, like, look, this is not an enhancing drug. This is not something that's going to cause her to gain an upper advantage over other runners. I don't think it's right that they should keep her from her dream based on something that's been legalized in probably a quarter of our states in the United States. So I've been telling everybody that I thought it was the wrong decision by the Olympic community. But after thinking about it a little bit, I started thinking, look, she's a human being like me and you. I have a job, and no matter if I'm on the job or off the job, if I want to go to Denver, Colorado for the weekend, have a boys trip, and have some fun, if I decide to do something that my job tells me that I'm not allowed to do, I know I'm not allowed to do, and I know I'm going to get tested for, because the Olympics is about to start in like 2 or 3 weeks, and you're getting tested, and you still have a lapse in judgment and still do that substance that you know your job does not allow, I kind of don't feel sorry for you. I mean, I get it. I do support the legalization of marijuana, but the thing is, if you know it's illegal, you know you're not allowed to do it, and you do it, you gotta take your lick. And she did. She took that chance, and now she's not running. And I don't blame anybody but her.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Rules are put in place for set guidelines for things to be on an even and level playing field. When everyone's like, "Oh man, she did it in a state where it's legalized," but your job requires you not to do it. Just because I live in Maryland, because it's not federally legalized, does that make me able to smoke? No, it's not. People are neglecting rules because, oh my gosh, she's a great person. I get it. I get the story. I get the fact you lost a loved one. My prayers and condolences. But there's alternatives. There's counselors. There are people in place, and we're not looking at, like, if she got off with this. I'm gonna be honest. If she got off on this, bro, the presidents you've seen,
Drink a little wine. Drink some wine,
bro. The presidents you stand, the presidents that you set, if you allow her to run in that Olympics, is going to be sickening. It's going to be stupid sickening. And it's not even going to be fair, because basically you're telling people it's okay to break rules. It's okay to do something that's in the rule books. Hey, bro, you're not supposed to do it. If your job tells you not to do something, although it's legal in the state, nah, man, no, I have. But the one thing I will give her, and I have a ton of respect for her on, is that she actually like grew some heart and said, you know what, I'm wrong, I'm at fault, I'm gonna take my lick, I'm human. Okay, great. But everybody else out there, oh man, she should run, she should run. Break the rules. Break the rules. So when you go speeding and yeah, you go speeding, you go 15, let's just say you go 30 miles over the speed limit. That's breaking a rule, right? So are you supposed to get off of that? No. No, not at all. You go slap your significant other in the face. You're supposed to get off of that? No. No. There are rules. If you want to modify or adjust the rules, then fine. But the rules, as it stands today, you can't do it. And then, like I said, you got little girls that watch track and field that look up to her. And you got, other people, young boys, everybody out there looking at this. And all you can see is, oh, then they let her run. But if they let her run, you're basically saying it's okay to it's okay to screw around with the rules. It's okay to make like it's okay to go smoke weed. It's okay. Go smoke weed. Please. We'll get you off. She did it. You can do it too. Bad message. The Olympics did a great job. I'm sorry.
We actually agreed on it.
Agreed.
All right. Well, we're gonna
Agreed.
One more huge thing about the Olympics. They announced it. I think it was today or yesterday that Tokyo is experiencing a huge COVID outbreak, and they're saying now that there's a really good chance. I mean, they're going to keep the Olympics in Tokyo, but they're not going to have fans. Do you see the Olympics having the same experience, the same nostalgia without fans?
So here's my take on it. I don't think we should have an Olympics, period.
Wow.
I think with this new Delta variant spreading at a high rate, and from someone that's actually had COVID and survived COVID,
Cheers.
I don't think we should have. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, by the way, man, shout out to the NBS. Y'all
I had COVID also.
Two of us. Hey, man, real quick, man, bring your glass back up, man. Listen, y'all are never, like, I just want to make sure everyone knows this will never be duplicated. If anything, y'all want to be drinking on Deer Park water during the show, okay? So I back to my spill. I don't think that they should have an Olympics because like we're about to have another spike in cases, and you're putting athletes at risk, and then those same athletes have to come back home to their homeland, and you're putting them at risk. It's just not good. It's not good at all. Like I don't know if you just heard, but the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight is on hold because Tyson Fury just caught COVID. So I'm like, dude, at what it's coming. Like we're about to go through this again. And listen, listen. I'm not saying it because of the wine. I'm actually saying the God honest truth. It's happening again. So I'm saying that to say we don't need. Like, would the Olympics be the same without fans? It won't, because it's going to be very weird. It's going to like the track and field events. It's gonna feel mad, like suspect. But in my opinion, I don't think we should have an Olympics this year. Period. Like we like if we're going through these issues right now with the pandemic as it is, and another spike occurring, we shouldn't do this. Shouldn't do this at all. No.
Well, I knew our same opinions wouldn't last very long.
Uh-oh. The
I live in
Merlot, I
Lake
tell you.
Forest, Texas.
Merlot is a hell of a drug. But go ahead, brother.
So
Make sure you get it all right here, by the way. Go ahead. This dude. Go ahead, man.
all right, man. Look, I live in Texas here. We have been so over this pandemic. It is old news to us. I mean, no disrespect to look, we've lost a lot of lives. I still have after effects of COVID to this day. And I got it 8 months ago. So no disrespect to anybody who's had COVID, lost someone who had COVID. Look, my heart goes out to you and I do feel for you. But life has to go on. We can't do this forever. And I know it's an unpopular opinion. It's not an opinion that's shared by a lot of people, but the thing is, like, we can't keep canceling everything forever due to people getting sick. You take your precautions. Look, the NBA did it okay. They had a bubble. If you want to have a bubble, I'm not a fan of it. But the thing is, like, these guys have trained every single day. It's nice for us to get a good night's sleep, but these guys wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go and run 10 miles, and then go into the gym and train all day. And then these guys have lived their life for this dream, for this moment, and for you to say 2 weeks before they get to finally have their dream fulfilled, that you're taking it away from them. Like, I'm not ready to do that. Like, if you're an athlete and you don't feel safe, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna bash you. Just like the NFL players or NBA players who decided to act out. I'm not gonna bash you. You made that decision for your health. And if you're an athlete in the Olympics and you want to not go to Tokyo, more power to you. That's a decision you make based on your knowledge of your health, the health of the people around you that you love the most. That is a decision you make. But if you are living your dream and you want to compete, I'm not going to take that away from you. So I'm all for the Olympics happening. It's not going to be the same watching it. It's going to suck not seeing the crowd go wild. Those moments are just so special because the crowd is going crazy. So it's going to be a little weird. But at the end of the day, man, I can't see somebody not having their dream because of this pandemic, man. I'm over this pandemic. We're not going to let this pandemic continue forever, in my opinion.
So I respect your opinion. I'm not gonna knock you for it, but at the same token, I'm just thinking in my brain, how do you do that? Like I don't think we're taking too much into account the way that we need to take into account, but it's okay. It is okay. And when they cancel the Olympics again midway through, just know the franchise called it. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's the getting to the end of our show. It's time for our shout out. Who you got, man?
Was that again?
This is the point of the show where you give out your shout outs.
Man, let me send a shout out to the young teenager from Louisiana, Zalea Avant Garde. She is a 14-year-old that won the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Wow.
14 years old from Louisiana, won the Scripps Spelling Bee. And from Harvey, Louisiana. Oh, and by the way, second place went to um, Miss Satria Thamala for a 12-year-old from Frisco, Texas.
Really?
Yes. So Texas and Louisiana, stand up, man. Please stand up. That's dope. Um, all I can say is I'm super proud. Yeah, definitely cheers. Again, shout out to those guys. Shout out to them for being first and second place in the script spelling bee. Shout out to the NBS Central crew. Again, Truex Sports Junkie, Keo, Marlon, Ray. Again, you guys are not doing shows where I got the wine on deck. If you ain't doing it like this, man, you're doing it all wrong. And for the record, none of y'all ain't on it. So it's all good. Um, Shout out to the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks for hopefully a good finals. Um, I just want to say this. Oh, shout out to my Lackey Boys basketball team. Hey, man, we're back in this gym. We're rocking and rolling. And most importantly, man, I just want to say this, just words of motivation and great thoughts. Somebody a long time ago said that, hey, man, you can't accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish, right? Use that as fuel. Don't use it as a means to stop your hustle or stop your grind. Always stay afloat by using the negativity as positivity in your life. Years ago, someone told us we wouldn't be where we are today, but look, I mean, NBS Central has blown up to, some great leaps and great bounds. You know, who would have thought that, we would have Just Justin and Jake Franchise sipping on wine on YouTube Live? Just simply amazing. Um, Again, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, just use the negativity as fuel to attain whatever goals in life that you so desire. But, with that being said, I'm Mr. Franchise. I'm signing off. Just Justin, go ahead with your shout outs, bro.
All right, man. Well, shout out to the NBS crew, man. Shout out to Truex, Keo, Q, Chris, everybody, you, the franchise. You didn't do it. You didn't do it this time, man. What happened?
I want to keep it chill tonight, man. Like, chill like my Pinot Grigio, man.
Keep it classy.
Yeah, keep it classy, man. For those guys that wanna see me do what I do, break out your deer part. But, tonight we're keeping it mad classy.
I want to thank, everybody, the first responders out there, our military, everybody who's out there on the front lines, really being there for us when we can't be out there and risking their lives for us so that we can do things like this and have the freedoms that we have. So I want to appreciate everybody out there, man. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for being there for me. And with that being said, man, I'm going to sign out on the NBS Network. You got the franchise. You got Jack Justin. You got 2 bottles of the greatest wine on earth and the 2 greatest sports minds to ever sport the sports ways. Cheers, my brother. Peace.
Peace.